Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's CHANGE.TROYCE and you're watching Choice TV, and for today's video I wanted to have a nice late midnight snack, and to make a long story short, I wanted to get on here and talk about Pixie Meals and the controversy involving this, what started off as a ghost kitchen and an in-home restaurant and a successful in-store business, then became a complete disaster and failure all over TikTok, which has led to a lot of backlashes, people not getting their money back, refund scams, and a bunch of other bullshit that's been happening on the internet right now. And I wanted to get on here and discuss it.
We're sitting there, we're waiting. We're sitting there like maybe 20, 25 minutes, we're waiting. So my husband gets out of the car and he goes, up to the door to see if there's any movement on the inside. So there's an older gentleman that's sitting outside. He's like, y'all looking for Pixie Meals? So he's like, yeah. So he's like, well, we closed for today. So we like, closed for today? Like, y'all said y'all closed at 7. It's literally 5:45. Like, matter of fact, it was a little before 5:45. So we get in the car and he messages, he's sending messages. We don't hear anything. Friday rolls around. We don't get a message. We don't get a response to the message, a text message or anything. But they post Pixie Meals posts on Instagram, and this is what they post. You can pause and read it. So, yeah, that's what they post. Only to come to find out, we still didn't get our food Friday. Only to come to find out, you posted on Instagram Saturday that you catering for K. Michelle. Like, I get it, you want to cater for your celebrities, but don't forget that the regular people are who made you who you are.
Now, first things first, I wasn't going to talk about this at first, but one of my supporters told me to give my commentary, my opinion, and my take on it. And to be real, I've actually had Pixie Meals before, and the food was phenomenal. I had a great experience, and to be honest with you, I didn't experience getting fucked over. But just because I didn't experience it, that doesn't mean other people didn't experience it. So if you guys haven't heard, Pixie Meals was a very popular pop-up restaurant that got their start during the pandemic. It's essentially owned by Devon. Devon is a 26-year-old entrepreneur, self-made entrepreneur, and personal chef who basically started this restaurant off of basically the legacy of his aunt. His aunt was initially named Pixie, and essentially she passed away due to a really horrific car accident. After the car accident, he then wanted to honor her legacy by starting a business dedicated to her, and he essentially named his restaurant after her. His boyfriend Salam was also a very big part of the platform as well. His boyfriend Salam plays a big role and was oftentimes shown. And he and his boyfriend Salam are unfortunately no longer together, but we'll discuss that further later in this video. Now, although it's not really necessarily a restaurant, it started off as a ghost kitchen. Initially, during the pandemic, there were a lot of restaurants that were shut down, and there was room for opportunity for a lot of businesses to grow.
This kitchen is hard at work, but unlike traditional restaurants or even fast food, this is all made to deliver. The pandemic has shifted the way we interact with restaurants as restrictions and closures hit the industry hard last year. Ghost or virtual kitchens saw an increase in popularity. The concept allows companies to prepare food strictly for delivery, sometimes with multiple brands under one roof sharing a kitchen.
Now, even though there was the crazy pandemic that happened that shut down a lot of restaurants, there was a huge rise in DoorDashing, Uber Eats, food delivery apps, and many people even opened up restaurants in their kitchen. Many people opened up restaurants in their backyard, in their garage, in their basement, through their windows, and there was a huge boom in entrepreneurs who knew how to cook. So during the pandemic, his restaurant completely exploded from his apartment, and from there, he eventually recruited his partner at the time, Salam. Salam is Devon's boyfriend, who essentially helped build the brand, build the platform. He was essentially the assistant chef. He helped with marketing, advertisement. He helped with managing social media. He helped with recording things. And essentially, he's a big staple of why the brand was so successful. With the viral attention, they got the attention of people all over the state of New Jersey because that's where they're from. So people all across their hometown were supporting them. They were giving a lot of businesses that had multi-million-dollar funding a run for their money. And what basically made them viral was their plates. I mean, look at the food. I mean, the presentation is insane.
I got my food.
You already know we got a conscious Bentley out here, Bentley gang. You already know he came to New York. I had to get it right. Get the fork. You gotta get the fork.
Ooh.
Get it. Like you gotta take the fork.
Yo, we made it to Harlem, and we're at Pixie Meals on 116th Street, and this new soul food spot just opened up. They're known for that massive plates. We got oxtails, we got candied yams, and we got that mac and cheese. That is just insane. That oxtail super tender, and that gravy is filled with nothing but rich and bold flavors. That's incredible.
Y'all, when I tell y'all Pixie Meals is fire, like anything anyone said was cap. No big deal. Holy smokes. Let me talk. No, let me talk. Do not calm me down. That's my thing. Pixie, you're wilding out. Honey barbecue glazed wings with the fruity pebble waffles. Let me let you hook. You hear me? Pixie, what are you doing? Send that cash app. I'm sending money.
What made it go even viral even more is he was known as the king of oxtail, the king of soul food, because it's very rare that you guys go to restaurants or go anywhere to get a to-go plate and they fill your plate up with oxtails. Oftentimes you go places and you want beef ribs and you want oxtails, but the portion sizes are so stingy and disrespectful and the quality isn't always there and the food is oftentimes bland, especially when you go to Caribbean restaurants in New Jersey, in New York City. They ask us to be stingy as fuck with the fucking oxtail, makes you not want to support none of their shit. But they pretty much broke the mold. They were going viral all across social media, and people all over New York City and New Jersey crossed over to support them. Their ghost kitchen essentially got a lot of attention, and then eventually they bounced around from New Jersey to New York, and then eventually it led to tours. These tours eventually led to them getting a lot of celebrity appearances, such as the cast members from, Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Portia, who famously supported the restaurant, which made a big boom for them. Multiple artists, and entertainers, and celebrities, and models, and people from baddies, and musicians, and social media personalities that came to support them. And it led to a lot of people wanting to support them as well, because if you see your favorite entertainer or your favorite artist supporting a small pop-up restaurant, of course you're going to want to support it too. Especially because, look at the presentation. That alone just is meant to be successful. So, what's going on now? What's the issue now? Well, recently, he announced that he was going to be doing a tour in New York City.
This is exactly what the fuck I was saying when he had first reached out to me. When I tell you that the bullshit that this man was trying to feed me when he first reached back out to me, telling me how he was going to give me my refund, I'm telling y'all, this whole situation don't make sense. And he thinks that a motherfucker is stupid. But it's okay, though. It's been 3 days since I've heard from him, okay? And I'm going to keep letting the days pile up. Because trust and believe, he thinks shit is all fucking sweet and dandy. I'm telling you, he got the right fucking one. And it's the simple fact that I'm not fucking going crazy and that there's so many other people coming forward about this man. So back in October, he posted that he was doing like a tour or a pop-up here in Brooklyn, New York, come November 1st and November 2nd. Now, November 2nd wasn't a date. It was only for November 1st, but then he ended up putting November 2nd as a date as well. So he was giving people the opportunity to put in pre-orders before the date came around, which I did October 10th. October 10th, I put in for 2 platters, one for me and one for my man, which came out to $100. And here's that proof. So then October 31st, I noticed that he posted this stating that he was going through some life changes and that he was not canceling his tour dates, but to give him some time, which really wasn't explaining anything to us. He didn't push back no dates, like nothing of that kind of sorts. So I'm thinking that the event is still going on because, like I stated, he didn't say anything about pushing back no dates, nothing of that sorts. All he said was that he was going through some life changes, that he was not canceling the tour dates, and that he just needed some time. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking that the event is still happening. So come November 1st, I message him. I said, need the address and time for Brooklyn today, please. No response. Okay, cool. I let it be because I'm like, you know what? We got until the 2nd to pick up our orders. So I wait until the next day. Come November 2nd, I put the screenshot of my transaction plus the message stating like, hey, I need the address and the time to go pick up my orders. Yet still no response. So now November 3rd comes rolling around. Okay, he posted this, and I don't like the fact how he came about it. Okay, like I said in the beginning of my video, I understand that life happens to us. I understand that there's shit that pops up that is out of our control. Cool. But one thing I don't like is an unprofessional as person, okay? Especially if you're a business owner. Now, at this point, when November 2nd came around and I noticed that I wasn't getting no response back, I had already started my dispute, as you guys can see. So yesterday, I got a response back from Cash App stating how my dispute was denied. So this is when I hit the number back up and was like, hey, will I be able to get a refund back? I told him like I was one of the people that was supposed to pick up food from your pop-up on the 1st. Yet I still am not getting no response back. So then I put in for an appeal to request the money back from the person that I sent the money to. That person denied my request. And so that's when I wrote the last message that I wrote on the bottom. And I was just like, hey, listen, like, I understand that life be life. I understand that you was going through what you was going through these past few weeks. But, like, I don't appreciate the fact that I'm not being able to get my money back. Like, I can use this money right now, considering the fact that I was not able to pick up my food. You feel me? Like, I got kids that I have to feed. And this money could be very helpful right now. And I also hit him up on the gram as well. And it's becoming very frustrating for the simple fact that nobody is responding back to me, letting me know what's going on. And that's very frustrating, especially when you got people that is out here taking from the little that they get just to support these small businesses. Like, it's very frustrating. And I don't like the fact that I have to make this video. But you know what? It is what it is. When you play with my money.
It was like a slap in the face. Like, literally a slap in the face. People are in there going ham, like just absolutely acting a fool because we pre-ordered Thursday and today is Sunday. Then on top of that, you walk in here like this. Like I said, this is why it's so hard to support black-owned businesses. The fried wings, the macaroni and cheese, the yams, and I asked for collard greens, but I didn't get collard greens. We pre-ordered and paid for collard greens. We didn't get collard greens. We got a side of macaroni and cheese, and then he got a side of shrimp. But this is what the plate looks like. You can see the video. You can see it. Now I'm going to show you my plate at the end. Like, the yams were dry. The macaroni and cheese was burnt. I thought the sauce for the fried chicken was going to come on the side. It was giving like a General Tso chicken taste to it. That's the feel that I was getting from it. But needless to say, that plate went in the trash. That plate went in the trash. And I'm so sorry, but I got to put my fellow ATLians on. Like, it ain't it. It ain't it. Like, kudos to those of you who had a great experience with them, but I'm sharing my experience, and my experience was trash. Like, they will never get my money ever again, and I will never recommend that place to anybody. Like, $100 going down the drain. And like I said, the customer service, you couldn't even apologize. You couldn't even apologize because you knew you were that wrong. And then on top of that, come to find out, now you're looking for a place in Atlanta to open up your business. No, it's not worth it.
So essentially, he spent a lot of the end of October, Halloween weekend, 2 weeks, a week before Thanksgiving, going to other cities, trying to go to Philadelphia, trying to go to Atlanta, doing pop-ups in New York City. And many people have came forth saying that they did pre-orders. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's charging like $55, $58, $65 a fucking plate, right? Now, I get it. You get a lot of big portion sizes. That makes sense. But the problem is, people paid stuff in advance and they never got their money back. People are disputing charges and he can't even keep up with like who's legitimate and who's not legitimate and shit like that. And then on top of that, he took Cash App payments. You know what I mean? This is like an IRS bookkeeping disaster. And this is honestly everything crumbling for him. Now, what's interesting is some fans even pointed out that even though he gave bad orders and that, a lot of people are saying that they got scraps and what looks like leftover food and the quality wasn't there, people noticed that he still managed to do catering for K. Michelle. People were mad as fuck because K. Michelle got her food nice, front and center and everything, probably even personally delivered, and your customers are still getting, shitted on.
Pixie Meals. Looky. I've been picking and I've been eating. This is a turkey pork chop. Or a turkey chop. Now, y'all know how about turkey chop. Oh my God. Go. Look at my food. Macaroni, crack and cheese. With their signature. Yams. Turkey chop. With some gravy. Oh God.
People have every right to complain and be upset because you're popping up in random cities. You're going all over the U.S. and you're randomly canceling tour dates. Now, to give you guys more clarity, he claimed that he was in the hospital, hence why he had to cancel stuff. But what's interesting is he posted these interesting set of photos and IG stories, I guess as a way of damage control to show people like, see, I'm in the hospital. Look at all this stuff got going on. Now, at first glance, that seems justified. So in the midst of him having migraines and claiming that, he had to go to the ICU and that his health came first, he randomly posted this photo a couple days ago with a caption, him in the ICU saying, "Happy early birthday to me. Wow, this is what my life been looking like for a month. My health, wow, this is my first birthday, not celebrating yet. I'm in a hospital as the clock strikes midnight. Today, a king was born. It's bittersweet for me because this is my first time alone on my birthday. No partner, just me. The last month has not been the best for me." Then he goes on to say that he has to forgive people. He's fully single. And now at the moment, he's going to be looking for a new team and a new set of people to work with. So again, this still doesn't really address why you're able to post on Instagram freely, but you can't issue refunds on Cash App. Cash App obviously works in the hospital. You clearly have Wi-Fi in the hospital. So again, people are confused as to why he's posting all these pictures and videos. He's been doing this for the past 5 days, which makes people think, okay, cool, maybe his health really is in jeopardy. But at the same time, you're still surfing on social media. You know what I mean? My guess is maybe he just doesn't have the capital to pay people back. He probably took a lot of people's pre-order money, didn't put it in an account, didn't put it somewhere safe, and he spent all of it on his own personal needs. And again, this isn't a good look because as a restaurant owner, you rely on people supporting your restaurant. You rely on people supporting your pop-ups. You rely on selling dishes. If you can't cook, you don't eat. If you don't eat, you can't make money, you can't pay your bills, and you can't handle your expenses. So it's all really going to go downhill from there if he doesn't have a full blown rebrand. And unfortunately, he's still getting really awful comments in a lot of other people's comment section because like I said, he turned off all his comments. And what's even more interesting is his partner in crime, his chef, his assistant chef doesn't work with him anymore. Mind you, that's also his boyfriend that helped start and kick everything off and help support him. His boyfriend actually removed Pixie Meals out of his bio. His boyfriend also unfollowed him and the chef account. So it's very obvious his boyfriend wants to be disassociated, wants nothing to do with it. And it's also very clear because, he made it clear in his ICU post, I'm single now and I'm focused on myself and trying to build a new team. So it very much tells me something deeper is going on. Check out some of these comments about what some people said. Someone literally commented under someone that knows him personally's post and said, "Can your nephew send people their money back? He scammed hundreds of people from multiple cities out of money for a food tour. Please speak to him immediately." Then someone said he was supposed to come to Philly and ain't heard from him, and he turned his comments on IG off. Girl, he got me. I pre-ordered a week ago, was supposed to pick up in Houston on Tuesday. It's Thursday, and we still don't have a new pickup date. Then someone else says he scammed Houston. He's currently taking pre-orders for Philly, Maryland, and DC to scam. He was scamming in New York, New Jersey, and Maryland. That's why he's in Atlanta right now. Then someone commented who, did a commentary on him scamming her. And she said, "That's wild. I'm currently going through it right now with this man. I did a pre-order back in October for an event for this month. And now he's claiming to be in the hospital. I haven't gotten my food and now he's giving me a hard time to get my money back." And a lot of these comments were literally before he ended up in the hospital. He literally said that he was in the hospital after a lot of these comments, a lot of these TikToks started getting uploaded. So that's sometimes what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you have to take things to the internet because people will legit play with you if you don't sometimes. So someone else also commented and they also posted their, plate that looked really raggedy and old looking. And they said, "Today I pre-ordered some sticky shrimp, mac and cheese, yams, and I arrived at 7:10 p.m. and there was no line. And still I didn't receive my order until 8:23 p.m. After I went back into the establishment and told the woman in the front I had been waiting over an hour for my food, she then asked for my ticket and she told me my food was almost ready. It seems like they were very unorganized because while in the restaurant, they called my phone to say my order was ready. But the woman in the front dealing with the orders claimed she called me 3 times. But I had no missed calls and only received that one call while I was already in the restaurant. After I had complained about waiting so long. Then after that, she handed me a bag of food that was spilling out from the sides, and I didn't think it was a big deal because I was going straight to my car to literally eat the food. I was so excited to try the food. I opened up the container and it was very greasy and not pleasant to the eye. And they even shared a photo. Even after all that, I said, "Let me try the food," and boom, the yams were very sweet. My teeth started to hurt. My boyfriend tried the yams. His tooth started hurting too. The mac was so greasy. Seems like they put way too much cheese, and the sticky shrimp was very greasy and super sweet. drench all into my rice. I couldn't even eat the rice. I really wanted to like and support this place. I had been following Pixie for a few years, and I thought I'd give it a try. Honestly, never again. I feel like I wasted my money. Okay, y'all. So with everything I said, I really had to get my friend ChatTisha on the phone. Now, if y'all know who ChatTisha is, my ChatGPT, who I tell a lot of stuff to. And essentially, I wanted her take and her perspective on it. So I want y'all to just hear what ChatTisha had to say. So I had to get her on the phone real quick. All right, ChatTisha, go ahead.
Hey y'all, it's ChatTisha, and I'm a good friend of Choice's here to help y'all understand what's really been going on with Pixie Meals and Devon. Because everybody acting confused, but the truth been right in y'all face for months. This whole situation did not start when he landed in the ICU. It'd been building up for a long time, because people been complaining about late plates, burnt plates, missing items, cold seafood, or not getting their food at all for weeks and months now. And while regular customers were still waiting for pre-orders, waiting for catering, waiting for refunds, a whole celebrity like K. Michelle got her food delivered same day, which had the streets hot because folks felt ignored. Like, damn, I've been waiting 2 weeks and she got hers immediately. And then on top of that, more people started coming forward about catering being late, events starting without food, communication being off, pans not looking like the Instagram photos, and customers started dragging them on TikTok, Facebook, IG comments. It was a mess. And the truth is, the business got way too big, way too fast, and Devon was trying to do everything by himself. Cook, prep, deliver, manage, answer DMs, take pre-orders, handle complaints, run Jersey and Philly at the same time. And you cannot run a food empire like that with a tiny team. So of course, orders backed up, some got out, some didn't. Celebrities got priority, catering took up time, big orders pushed small ones back, and refunds started stacking up until folks were either mad, disputing charges, or trying to get their money back. Now the man is in the ICU. Not the club, not Miami, not brunch, the ICU, hooked up to machines, swollen arms from IVs, emotional as hell, talking about grief, stress, depression, and struggling. And people still asking why he's posting on IG but not sending refunds. He's posting on IG because that's the one place he can talk without being attacked. Because if he opens Cash App, Zelle, or Square, it's nothing but refund requests, disputes, stress, and negative balances. And somebody whose health already collapsed cannot mentally deal with that on top of burnout. This was not somebody running off with money. This was a small business that went from local plates to feeding entire states, celebrities, events, and thousands of people with no proper system, no big team, no manager, no structure. And Devon tried to hold all of that together until his body literally shut down on him. People have every right to be mad if they didn't get their food, and they deserve refunds. But at the same time, understand the person running everything is in a hospital bed fighting for his health after months of stress, pressure, and overworking. Pixie Meals didn't fall apart because the food was bad. It fell apart because the demand was huge and the system behind it was too small to support it. And now everybody's seeing the crash at the same time. That's the real situation.
But ChatTisha, everybody needs to know, when you're a chef and you have that much of a fan base, where's your assistant chef? Why isn't his boyfriend helping? They might have obviously broken up, but why would his boyfriend walk away? I mean, isn't that him fucking up his own money as well if you guys run a business together?
Hey y'all, it's ChatTisha again, and let me keep it all the way honest. The reason this whole Pixie Meals situation looks like it fell apart, the second Salam stepped away, is because him and Devon were not just coworkers. They were partners in life and in the kitchen. And once the relationship broke down, the business broke down right behind it. When Devon said, "No partner, just me," from that ICU bed, that told y'all everything without him explaining a thing. Because breakups in the middle of a high-stress business ain't quiet. Folks argue, folks get overwhelmed, folks feel unappreciated, folks feel like they're carrying too much, and eventually one person walks away to protect their peace, and the other person gets left holding all the weight. We don't know exactly what they fought about. Could have been stress, money, workload, communication, feeling unheard, or just two people burning out at the same time. That's a man who just went through a breakup and a burnout at the same time. So imagine trying to manage staff, pre-orders, catering, customer complaints, celebrity demands, refunds, and your own mental health, while the person who used to balance the kitchen with you walks away. We don't know if Salam was paid hourly, paid off the books, paid in cash, paid in percentages, or paid inconsistently. But what we do know is small food businesses often run on razor-thin margins. Orders fluctuate. Money comes in hot one day and slow the next. And sometimes workers feel like they're doing too much for too little, or that the stress ain't matching the paycheck. And that alone can start arguments. Somebody feeling underappreciated, somebody feeling nagged, somebody feeling overwhelmed, somebody feeling like they're carrying the whole kitchen. That's how people break up and break apart professionally. The business didn't collapse because somebody evil. It collapsed because the relationship ended. The workload exploded, the money flow got uneven, the pressure got too heavy, and Devon was left standing in the middle of all that with no partner, no support, and no backup until the ICU became his only stop.
But it also has me like, but you're still running a business and there's still people who have pre-orders. You could at least have an assistant. Weeks have gone by and many people still have not gotten their refund. Now, what's interesting is he recently posted this on Instagram and said, when I get home, I'll differentiate who's taking the food and who's taking the refund. Also, would have to check who disputed charges since we have people who play them games. Love you guys. But again, I don't understand why people are taking pre-orders for food that people need. Like, I don't understand. Like, I would never pre-order food and the person isn't even at the actual, location yet. Like, if he has tours in Atlanta, Houston, here, there, I'd rather just show up bright and early. You know what I mean? Like, when I first went to his restaurant, I went there right when it opened because I've seen those lines on TikTok. You know what I mean? And then I've seen people say that the food is underwhelming.
Sound so you can hear our honest reactions.
How it tastes?
That's box rice. Yeah, I know I make mac. Not that.
Let me try
That's the best part of it.
Mac was definitely trash. Let me try again. Hold on. You taste cheese.
I swear to God.
You taste more cheese than seasoning.
That's what's giving the mac a something, is the cheese.
But
there's no seasoning in this mac though.
And I've seen people say that the food is amazing. I showed up right then and there, like 5 minutes early before they open, because I want to make sure I'm first in line. So again, people who are pre-ordering, I'm sorry that happened to y'all, but I hope everyone can learn from their mistakes. My problem with a lot of these pop-up restaurants is, again, some of them can be very unprofessional. I've supported numerous pop-up restaurants, and I'm sure some of y'all have as well. Y'all know, like the, strawberries covered in chocolate by Gia, the Tres Leches by Teresa's, the jalapeno poppers by Javier's. Like, we all like to support these pop-up restaurants that we find on Instagram and TikTok because sometimes they're the most authentic. They don't put their effort into marketing. They don't put much effort into, restaurant decor because they don't really have a restaurant. They just have pop-up locations. So sometimes we go out of our way to support them because they need more support than these $1 million, $1 billion chains. But what's unfortunate is some of them lack professionalism. Some of them are cool, but some of them have nasty attitudes. I've had numerous situations where I've ordered things, had it catered, boom, it's literally 2 hours late. They bring it, drop it off to me, and it's cold, and it looks like it's just been sitting in the car for like hours, and it was never bought to me, and my order was last priority. And then I had to go off on the owner. And then there's been instances where I've tried to support chefs that I met off of Instagram, right? And they've done little weird shit that I don't fucking like, where I'll support them. I'll support the fact that they're a chef, creating curated menus and, wanting to make me plates and meal preps and shit. And one time I had a chef, I'll never forget this shit. She really pissed me off. I had a chef legitimately tell me a long ass time ago, she literally tried to charge me $65 for gumbo, a quart of gumbo, literally this size. Bitch, that's some shit that the fucking Chinese be putting wonton soup in. She charged me $65 for that, and she called it Gucci gumbo. Then she went out of her way to be disrespectful as fuck because I told her when she came to my house late to deliver the food, I said, hey, the gumbo that I paid for does not have potatoes in it like it was advertised as, and on top of that, there's no side of rice with the gumbo that you just sold me. She literally said to me, oh my God, I'm so sorry, sad face. I'll make it up to you next time. bitch, there's not gonna be a next time. And I was so angry. I didn't say that, but the first thing I said was, I'm not responding to her ass, and I'm not ever fucking working with this person ever again. That's the shit I'm talking about. Then I've had other instances where I was supporting this other restaurant, this pop-up restaurant who works outside of her house. She was selling like seafood plates and seafood platters. And basically I tried to order like some of her food. I tried to order some of her like desserts and her treats. And they were like candied covered grapes. And they looked so good, so scrumptious on Instagram. Come to find out, I tried to support it and buy it. She literally told me, okay, you have to come pick it up. I go to her house. Mind you, I don't have a car. I Uber to her house. And mind you, she told me to call her when I arrive. Call her, I stand outside, don't hear nothing. Call her again, don't hear nothing. Ring her phone, buzz her phone, call her on Instagram, don't hear nothing. I literally waited outside for like a good 10 minutes. And by the time I was like, okay, fuck this shit. It's been 10 minutes. I'm ringing her shit. She's not picking up. She's not answering. There's no updates. I'm going to assume that she's just busy and just said, fuck my order. I immediately called the Uber, try to get the hell up out of there. And as I'm on the freeway about to get off to go home in my Uber, she literally hits me up and says, oh, hey, where you at? I said, I left. I'm in an Uber now. She says, oh, damn, Troy, that's crazy. I think I saw you take off too. That's so crazy. Bitch. Like, unprofessional, so fucking rude. Don't prioritize customers. Don't prioritize communication. And granted, she did come by to eventually deliver the treats, but she delivered them shits like 2.5 hours later because she went to go handle other shit. And I was so upset and so annoyed. You know, luckily that particular person, she ended up giving me the candy grapes for free because she knew how upset I was. But it's just things that I just don't like about these restaurants. Like, I get a lot of times they're understaffed. I get a lot of times it's just you in your apartment or you in your basement and you don't have much help. I understand that. But sometimes structure is necessary and structure is needed. And when I see things going on with, the Pixie Meals person, all I can think to myself is if he's sitting in the hospital, texting, talking to people, scrolling on social media, posting Instagram stories, giving updates, not giving people their money back, all I can think is he probably more than likely does not have the money to give back. He probably already spent it, which is irresponsible. People give you a pre-order and you decide to literally blow through the funds and spend it. You literally need to make sure people get their money first or get their food first before you spend the money. And if you're not going to do that, you should have a savings account where you can distribute refunds for emergencies. This is the problem. A lot of these restaurant owners, they're just operating on Cash App and PayPal. There's no organized bookkeeping. There's no accountant holding them accountable. There's no person next to them holding them accountable. And you're in the industry of servicing other people. It'd be different if you was like fucking making TikToks and shit or making videos or doing some shit where you're like not having to put up with people or deal with people, but you have to literally serve people and your entire business is built off the essence of customer service. But that's all I gotta say on that. I hope people are able to resonate what I have to say, and I hope people can reflect, and I want y'all to give me your honest thoughts and opinions and brutal commentary in the comment section down below. That's that for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch. Wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I can't get by and I never have my life. What's going on? And I say, hey, hey. I say, hey, what's going on? And I step what's going on? Thank you.